At just 200 meters, sunlight vanishes and nearly everything you know about life is left behind. Down here, 90% of the creatures glow to survive, and every extra meter means stranger predators and higher stakes. But nothing prepares you for what lurks where light truly dies. Are you ready to see just how terrifying the ocean can get? Near the ocean's surface, sunlight pours down in shifting bands, warming the water and fueling a world that feels familiar. Here, in the upper 200 meters, the epipelagic or sunlight zone, energy from the sun drives photosynthesis. Countless microscopic plants known as phytoplankton bloom in these bright shallows, forming the base of a vast food web. Small fish and zooplankton feed on these floating gardens, and in turn they become prey for larger fish, seabirds, and marine mammals that hunt in coordinated bursts. Schools of anchovies and mackerel dart in silver flashes, their movements choreographed by the pursuit of predators like tuna and dolphins. Even the most iconic marine life, sea turtles, sharks, and whales, are tied to this sunlit layer where oxygen is plentiful and the rules of survival are written in light. The water here is alive with motion. Barracuda stalk the edges of reefs, while flying fish break the surface and glide above the waves to escape danger. Coral reefs, where they exist, blaze with color and activity, their intricate structures built by tiny animals that depend on sunlight to survive. The surface is busy, almost crowded by ocean standards, with each species adapted to the rhythms of day and night. Every morning as the sun rises, new energy floods the system. Photosynthetic plankton multiply, and the entire ecosystem pulses with productivity. This is the ocean that fills textbooks and travel posters. The realm of blue water, familiar shapes and patterns humans can recognize at a glance. But this comfort is only possible because of the sun. The further light penetrates, the more life it can support. But even here, there are limits. By 200 meters, the last useful rays fade away. Below this boundary, the world changes. The rules that shape life at the surface no longer apply. The water grows colder, the pressure higher, and the familiar forms begin to vanish. What lies beneath is not just darker, but fundamentally different. A place where survival means abandoning everything we think of as normal. At the edge of sunlight's reach, a new world begins. Between 200 and 1,000 meters, the ocean slips into a permanent dusk, the twilight zone. Here, the last blue rays scatter and fade, but life refuses to vanish. Instead, it rewrites the rules, trading sunlight for something stranger, its own light. In these waters, glowing is almost universal. Scientists estimate that 3/4, and in some regions nearly 9 out of 10 of mid-water animals can produce light. Bioluminescence is not rare or ornamental. It is the dominant language of survival. Some creatures wield light as a weapon. The anglerfish dangles a glowing lure above its mouth, drawing curious prey into a waiting trap. Certain squids and siphonophores pulse with blue-green flashes, mimicking drifting morsels or signaling to potential mates. Other animals use light to vanish. Lanternfish and hatchetfish line their bellies with tiny photophores, living bulbs that shine downward, matching the faint glow from above and erasing their silhouettes from predators lurking below. This trick, called counter-illumination, is so precise that a passing cloud overhead can prompt these fish to dim or brighten in real time, rendering them nearly invisible in the gloom. Defense is just as inventive. Shrimp and some small squid eject clouds of glowing mucus or bursts of light, confusing attackers and buying precious moments to escape. Some crustaceans can even shed glowing limbs, leaving a predator chasing a fading decoy, while the rest of the animal slips away into darkness. Communication also thrives in the dark. Lanternfish blink coded signals to form loose schools, while deep-sea sharks and squids use unique patterns of light to find each other in the endless night. Every flash, every steady glow carries meaning, threat, invitation, warning, or deception. In the twilight zone, light is weapon, shield, and secret handshake. The deeper you go, the more it becomes a tool for survival, a way to hunt, hide, and talk in a place where sunlight never returns. The ocean did not design these creatures to be beautiful. It designed them to survive, and in the absence of day, evolution turned to chemistry and physics, making light itself a living thing. Every 10 meters deeper, the ocean presses harder, another atmosphere of weight building with no mercy. At 1,000 meters, the pressure is 100 times greater than at the surface. By 4,000 meters, it is as if 400 tons are crushing every square meter. For humans, even a few hundred meters is fatal without the protection of reinforced steel or titanium. Airspaces collapse, blood chemistry unravels, and the body's own structure gives way. But for deep-sea life, this crushing force is not an obstacle. It is the environment they are built for. Their proteins are shaped to resist distortion, membranes stay flexible, and enzymes only work in these extreme conditions. Some species carry molecules called piezolites, stabilizing their cells against pressure that would destroy any land animal. The result is anatomy that looks nothing like what we recognize. Soft, gelatinous bodies, minimal skeletons, and slow, deliberate movements. These creatures do not just survive the pressure. They are products of it. To us, their forms seem alien, but in the deep, we are the outliers. Down here, fragility is fatal, and the rules of biology are rewritten by the physics of depth. Food is the rarest currency in the deep sea, and scarcity pushes life to its limits. Some species stretch the rules of anatomy, evolving bodies that can gulp down prey almost as large as themselves. Gulper eels have jaws that unhinge and bellies that balloon outward, ready to store a lucky catch for weeks. The black swallower can engulf fish twice its own length, its stomach distending like a rubber bag. Others swing the opposite direction, shrinking to conserve every scrap of energy. Miniature crustaceans and fish drift for years, growing slowly, their bodies trimmed of anything unnecessary. Transparency becomes common, no pigment wasted and no heavy bones to weigh them down. In these dark layers, even the shape of an eye becomes a gamble. Some animals grow enormous eyes, maximizing any trace of light to spot the faintest movement. Others abandon vision entirely, relying on chemical trails and touch. Evolution here is a contest of extremes, giants and miniatures, expanders and minimalists, all shaped by hunger and the unpredictable fall of food from above. In a world where meals might come once a month, survival means adapting to the edge of what is possible. At 3,200 meters, the world is almost perfectly silent. Cameras aboard Abyss Quest drift in a slow orbit, their lights barely reaching the edge of the frame. Then a shape emerges, vast, deliberate, and unmistakable. An adult colossal squid, Mesonicoteuthis hamiltoni, glides through the blackness, each movement slow and controlled. Arms and tentacles trail behind in a pale, ghostly fan, the skin catching stray glints from the remotely operated vehicle's dim blue LEDs. Its eyes, each nearly the size of a dinner plate, reflect a cold metallic sheen. The arms flex gently, hooks poised but motionless, as the animal hovers in the water column, suspended between gravity and buoyancy. Faint currents stir clouds of marine snow past its massive mantle. For 8 seconds, the camera holds its breath. No sudden jet, no panic, just an ancient predator moving with the patience of deep time. Maya Delgado, piloting from the surface, logs a single line into the telemetry stream. Colossal, 3,200 meters, maintaining distance, no avoidance. In those brief moments, the abyss offers up its secret, a living monument to everything the surface world cannot imagine. The footage is silent, but the presence, is overwhelming. The promise of the deep fulfilled in a single, impossible encounter. Every year, new species emerge from depths we can barely reach. As technology reveals more of the abyss, the unknown grows, reminding us that Earth's last wild frontier still hides its greatest secrets. The deep ocean is not just a mystery. It is our unfinished story. What would you risk to explore it?